Did you know that Queen Elizabeth I had a pet monkey? Well, there are more crazy facts that you probably didn't know about. Welcome to my channel. And today we will be taking a look at some crazy, scary facts about queens throughout history. Number 10. The Lady of the Lake. When Henry VIII's wife, Catherine Parr, died, there were rumors that she was giving the throne to Lady Jane Grey, who was also her stepdaughter. Now, Jane was only 17 years old when she became queen for 9 days, until the king's will was changed, and Lady Catherine Grey took the throne. After this, Jane was imprisoned in the Tower of London, and she spent the next 23 years plotting to overthrow her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I. Number 9. Bloody Mary. Mary. I came to power after the death of her brother, King Edward VI. She was the first queen regnant of England and Ireland, and during her time in power, she did not waste any time in purging all of her brother's Protestant supporters. She went on to marry her cousin, Charles Brandon, Duke of Suffolk, and together they had one child. Unfortunately, Mary suffered from uterine cancer, which may have contributed to her paranoia and tyrannical behavior. During her reign, over 300 people were put to death for their religious beliefs. She was given the nickname Bloody Mary, and after giving birth to a stillborn child, she died at the age of 42. Number 8. The Child Bride. Isabella of Castile became queen at the age of 13 when her father died and left her to inherit the throne. She ruled alongside her mother, Queen Isabella, and when she came of age, she married her uncle, King Charles V of Sicily. However, the marriage was short-lived, as Charles died just 4 years later. Isabella then went on to marry the infamous King Edward I of England, who was also her first cousin once removed. Together, they had 2 children. But sadly, Isabella's younger sister, Queen Margaret, died during childbirth. Isabella outlived both of her husbands, and she died in 1295. Number 7. Poisoned Pen. Anne Boleyn was the second wife of Henry VIII and the mother of Queen Elizabeth I. She was known for her intelligence, and she loved to write poetry and music. Sadly, she was accused of adultery, and she was executed by her own husband. Her daughter Elizabeth took the throne after her father's death, and she reigned for 45 years. During her time in power, she faced many challenges, including religious persecution and foreign wars, but she is remembered as one of England's greatest monarchs. Number 6. Stolen Crown. When Queen Mary died in 1558, her half-sister Elizabeth took the throne, but before Elizabeth could be crowned, her counselors stole the crown jewels and hid them in a nearby forest. They wanted to place the jewels on Mary's corpse so that she could be seen as the rightful heir, but they were caught and the jewels were returned to the Tower of London. Number 5. Royal Pig Assassination. In 1979, Lord Lucan was found guilty of murdering his wife, Veronica. He was accused of killing her with a heavy object after she had an affair with a friend of Lucan heirs. Lucan then fled to Africa, where he lived under the alias Marcus van den Bosch. He was eventually captured and returned to England, where he was sentenced to life in prison, but he escaped and was never seen again. Some believe that he was actually killed by a hit squad sent by the Queen Mother, who was a close friend of Lady Lucan. Number 4. Royal Revenge. In 1932, King Haakon VII of Norway was visiting his son in Sweden when he was told that his nephew, Prince Olaf, had launched a coup and taken the throne. The king immediately returned to Norway and began to fight back. With the help of the Swedish king Gustav V, Haakon was able to regain the throne, and Olaf was forced to flee to Denmark, where he died in exile. Number 3. Unhappy Marriage. When Queen Victoria married her cousin Prince Albert of Saxony, Coburg and Gotha, she was just 17 years old. The wedding was a lavish affair and the couple had 9 children together. But behind the scenes, their marriage was a sham. Albert was gay and had a number of affairs. Victoria was also unfaithful and had a long-running affair with her Scottish servant, John Brown. Number 2. Mysterious death. Mary, Queen of Scots, was the daughter of King James V of Scotland and the granddaughter of Henry VIII. She was just 6 days old when she became queen, and she reigned until her death. She had a troubled relationship with her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I of England, and she was implicated in a number of plots to overthrow Elizabeth. In 1567, Mary was forced to abdicate the throne in favor of her son, James VI. She was then imprisoned in various locations around England until her death in 1589. The exact cause of her death is unknown, but it is believed that she died of smallpox. Number 1. Civil War. In 1910, King Edward VII of England died, and his son, George V, took the throne. George was the last king of England and Ireland and the first king of Great Britain. He reigned during a time of great social and political upheaval, including the First World War and the Irish War of Independence. In 1936, George's son, Edward, abdicated the throne in order to marry a divorced woman. This caused a constitutional crisis, and the Parliament passed the Abdication Crisis Act, which allowed George to keep the throne. Edward then fled to France, where he lived in exile until his death in 1972. Now it's time to test your knowledge. Which of these queens do you think was the most powerful? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.